You think being a baddie is about looking confident, looking cute, flexing on social media, being so irresistible. You got men chasing after you, you got other women who feel jealous about you. But sis, this is not power, this is a performance. Now, a baddie isn't interested in playing games. She isn't interested in appearing to be a certain way because she is embodying something so deep that makes her her, that makes her that powerful. And I'm going to share today with you what and why that is. So in today's video, we're going to cover the baddie myth. So the things that a baddie is not, but society wants you to believe that it is. Then we go into the reality of being a baddie, so the truth behind that. And honestly, I feel like I'm the only one who will talk about it, because when I look at all these how to be a baddie videos, I'm like, girl, stop gatekeeping and start spilling the real juice. So I'm going to do that today. Then we go into the psychology behind being a baddie, because the psychologist in me just can't wait to share that with you, because it's so interesting and so freaking cool. And honestly, it will unfuck you so hard that you will just glow up fucking fast. And last but not least, the baddie blueprint. So how to be a real baddie. Now, I feel like a lot of people think that when they look a certain way, that they are that they embody that, or because they have heard of something, they know something, they read about something, that it means they integrated it. But that's not the case at all. Like, a real baddie doesn't care about how she looks, because she is busy building it. She is not putting on the show. She's not performing. She just wants to be the real deal. So it's not about looking successful. It's not about looking happy. It's about becoming that. And a lot of people think because they post a picture on social media and they get 100 likes and they feel better about themselves for 5 whole minutes, that they're now confident. This is not confidence. This is external validation that you're craving and chasing and obsessed with. And if you are so attached to what other people think, how they react, how they feel about you, you will make your self-worth mean whatever it is that they say. So if you want to become a baddie, you have to start building from within, right? Because acting like you got it all together doesn't mean that this is true. Again, you say that you are X, Y, and Z. You say you are happy, successful, thriving, glowing, and you have all these cute Instagram quotes in your bios. But to be honest, if you are still selling yourself short, if you're still settling for this toxic relationship, if you're still hanging around your fake friends, I can see that your words are just a lot of fluff. There's no substance to it, and we need to change that. Because eventually, a baddie is what she claims to be, because her words are matching her actions. So it's not that she does the action to appear, again, happy, successful, cool, irresistible, whatever it is. But it is because she is so busy being that, doing that, embodying that, that eventually her internal world radiates out and manifests into her external world. So please, we need to stop normalizing the performance, because I see it all the time as a coach, as a psychologist. People put on a show. People put on a mask. Yeah, girl, you look good. But if you don't feel good about yourself, your looks are not gonna do shit for you. You can get all the male attention in the world, but if you're still heartbroken over this one guy, all that attention will not serve you. So we need to stop faking it. And that is probably the biggest roadblock to why so many baddies or potential baddies are failing, unhappy, unsuccessful, depressed, because you guys are more, or you're busier focusing on making your crush see your Instagram story where you were in a hot bikini than actually building your inner confidence, your inner self-trust, your inner self-respect. So it isn't about you going out, putting on the show and who you are in public, who you are when you are surrounded by people. You can be the loudest, you can look the most confident, you can dance, you can yell, you can be extroverted as much as you want. You can also act like you're super classy when in reality it's just that you're insecure as fuck. But the thing is, we need to see who you are behind closed doors. We need to see who you are right before you go to sleep. Because if you cry yourself to sleep every other day, we have a problem, right? That is not being a baddie, you being this mask, you being this imposter, pretender. This is living a lie and you know it. And that is why your life, even though it looks amazing, feels like shit. That is why even though you think that you know your worth and you deserve all the best things in the world because you're fucking goddess, still attract toxic men. We need to change the narrative because the reality of being a baddie is just because you look like you are happy doesn't mean you are. Just because you look successful doesn't mean you are. Just because you look healed doesn't mean you are. Just because you think you're over your ex doesn't mean you are. Because if you keep going back, if you keep trashing his name, if you keep being mad about it, if you keep having these emotional reactions, there's something deeper going on. So a real baddie doesn't want to fake her happiness because she wants to create real happiness. It is her inner work that reflects her outer success. Now, it doesn't matter what you have in the real world. It doesn't matter how much material stuff you own. It doesn't matter how big your house is, what car you drive, what bag you carry around. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is how you feel about it. Because you can sit in a big ass mansion and feel depressed. You can feel very different from what it looks like. And the goal to being a real baddie is, yes, to have all your dreams becoming your reality and manifesting your goals and being this goddess, but also being that within. So it's not easy to throw you off. So it's not easy to manipulate you. So it's not easy to play with your emotions because you know who you are. And for most people right now, that is not the case. It's so easy to trigger people. It's so easy to make them mad because they are reactive as fuck. Because they aren't healed. Because they are more focused on putting on the show than actually becoming the person that they want to be. So if you are focused on making your life look good for others, you're missing the point. So it's time to stop pretending your life is great. It's time to stop pretending your relationship feels amazing because we both know it's not. And maybe you can fool a lot of people, I'm sure, but you cannot fool me. I've been studying the human mind for a long time and I've been where you are right now. You cannot fool me. So stop trying to hide because there is this potential in you that we can all see, that I can see for sure, that I want to bring out. And I want to help you do that because the thing is, your life can be all these amazing things if you stop focusing on external validation so much. If you stop focusing for the world's approval, maybe you can find your inner approval. Maybe you can validate yourself. Maybe you really can stop caring. Not just saying that you don't care, not just pretending to have the I don't give a fuck attitude, but actually embodying that and not being reactive, not being mad if somebody else has a different opinion because you live your own truth and you are absolutely fine with that. So, long story short, the psychology behind all that and the reason why so many people fail to do that is really just because people are afraid. You right now are afraid of facing your truth. You probably had a rough childhood. You probably have a very hurtful, traumatic past. Shit happened in your life. I get it. It hurts to look all that truth in the face. It hurts to acknowledge what happened. It hurts to acknowledge that you really, deep down, don't feel like you are good enough. Ever. You never feel like you're the first choice. You never feel like, or you always feel like no matter what you do, it just isn't enough. You feel too much, too little, too this, too that, and it drives you mad. And that is why you're trying to overcompensate with these external things. Because deep down, the potential, the heart, the soul, the human, the person you used to be is still hurting. And is still waiting on you to come around and change it up. So the performance is really just self-protection at the end of the day. It's really just because you are afraid to face your shadows. And it's scary, I get it. It's hard to break toxic cycles, especially if you have been in those cycles your entire life. Being in a healthy relationship sounds amazing until you actually have to step up your game, because all you've ever known is toxic relationships, and that's easy for you because you know the drill. You know how to play the game. Even though it's hurtful, you are familiar with it, right? And I mean, society teaches us that it's okay to play the game, that we should act like we're fine. I mean, whenever somebody sees you and is like, hey, how you doing? You're like, I'm good. Even if you're not. Like, this is just so deeply programmed into our brains and into our minds that we have normalized looking a certain way, acting a certain way, when that's not our truth at all. So we need to also change our relationship with validation, because again, chasing validation from other people is self-sabotage. Whenever somebody wakes up in the morning and feels great about you, you're going to feel great about yourself. But as soon as their mood shifts, yours will too. If somebody wakes up and decides that they don't like you today, or they're going to leave a hate comment, you will feel devastated because you don't know who you really are and you cannot back that up. It's like, oh, I'm confident and I love myself until this one thing happens. Oh, I feel my best until the next day arrives. And if you have this roller coaster where you feel like your confidence is here one moment, then it's gone the next, or you feel super happy, then this one person enters your room and your insecurities are back, like all of that, this instability is really just a sign that we need to look within and we need to go way deeper, because there is some unhealed pain that is influencing your life. Actually, it's ruling your life. It's just unconscious to you, and that's why you call everything fate. That's why you call it destiny, bad luck. Because again, baddies, and I see this all the time, claim to know their worth. But most of them don't act like they do. A real baddie, somebody who embodies that, won't sit there and sell herself short. She won't go back to her ex. She won't go back to another toxic situationship, toxic relationship. So if you say that you got it, you learned a lesson, you're now good, you're healed, you worked so hard on yourself, but then you go and repeat the same mistakes, obviously all of that is bullshit. Like, again, it doesn't serve you. You can lie to all the people in the world and you can lie to yourself, but you need to start integrating what you say you learned. You need to live what you say you are. It's not enough to know your worth. You need to show that you know your worth. You need to never ever settle for anything and anybody that's underneath your worth, your standards, your expectations, your requirements. You can require things from people, from life. You get to choose, right? But you only get that power when you build that power within. So how can you become that baddie? How can you not just look cute and hot, but actually be unstoppable? How can you turn pain into power? How can you use your past to build an even better or way better future? How is that possible? Real inner work, ladies and gentlemen. I know you got your journaling. I know you got your meditation, your yoga, your affirmation work. I know you get all these things. But obviously they're not doing shit for you. You need to stop running from your insecurities. You need to stop running from your fears. You need to stop pretending to do the inner work. You need to stop having or following this woke movement of self-development, because at the end of the day, you're not developing yourself. You are putting on a facade. You are developing a show. Actually, you're an actor right now. So we need to dig deep. We need to heal the parts. We need to face the demons, and we need to befriend them. It's not about killing the ego. It's not about starving your demons. It's about befriending them. It's about finding peace. The next thing is radical self-love. Again, you can say you love yourself. You can post all the self-love quotes in the world on your social media. But if you don't love yourself, your life will reflect that. Your relationships will reflect that. It will reflect how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror. When you're put in a uncomfortable or new, unfamiliar situation. When you have to do something for the first time and you feel like you're shitting your pants. All of that, the truth, even though you're so good at hiding it, will come up. Always. And it will snap back at you. It will. The next thing is boundaries. We are so used to believing that boundaries are bad. Boundaries create distance. Boundaries make people leave us or make them feel like we would reject them. But in reality, boundaries is what will save you. You're worried to put in boundaries because you know that a lot of the people in your life right now will not be able to hold these boundaries. Because boundaries basically mean I got standards. I got expectations. I got rules that you must follow on how to treat me, right? And a lot of people are afraid to put that in because they know a lot of people in their lives will potentially fall off because they're toxic, they're fake. If you're worried about putting in a boundary with your partner, a friend, a family member, it's because you know they're not going to respect it, because you know deep down they're not respecting you. You know that they don't treat you like you want to be treated. You know they don't treat you like you deserve to be treated. And if you were to put in that boundary, it will show. And you don't want that because you don't want to lose them. But right now, you're literally keeping people around that don't want to see you win. People that don't want you to evolve. People that don't want you to be your best. If taking care of yourself first is offensive to the people in your life, you got bad people around you. Let me tell you that. You need to protect your peace above anything else. You need to be your own priority, because only when you fill your own cup first can you fill others'. But if you are on the edge all the time trying to be lovable, appear desirable, be the good friend, people please all the freaking time, no wonder you feel so exhausted. No wonder you feel so disconnected from yourself, really. No wonder you need to keep posting the bikini picture, and there's nothing wrong with bikini picture, but get the point, read between the lines. You need to post the picture to get the validation, to feel better about yourself, because you're drained. You're drained. You're tired, right? And the last thing that you need to really clock if you want to become that baddie is to change your relationship with growth and how you see change and evolution. Because again, a lot of baddies, a lot of people in the self-development industry say that they value growth. They want to become their best self. They want to heal. But again, when I look at their actions and their level of commitment, I can tell that's all just a lie. You want to appear like somebody who values growth. You want to appear like somebody who actually works on themselves, but you don't. Because as soon as there is an opportunity for you to push through, for you to grow, for you to evolve, that, yes, will make you uncomfortable at first, you're out. As soon as you get the opportunity to step up your game and fully commit to yourself and your journey, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you have a million other excuses. But let me tell you something. No matter what your excuse is, your excuse will still be there in a year, in 2, and in 5, and in 10. And you will remain the same. If you feel like, oh, but time will heal me and I will just mature, you won't. You will learn how to cover up your shit better. You will hide even better. Your facade and your mask will look better, but you will remain the same. So start valuing growth for real. Start committing to becoming better, actually taking the steps. Stop thinking that self-growth is something that you do for a month or 6 months and then you're good. You will never settle or retire your personal development journey if you are a real baddie who is committed to becoming her absolute best and highest self. So if you are ready for that, if you want to become the baddie that is so healed that nobody can shake you, nobody can bring you down because you own your story, you own your flaws, you own your scars. You have the power. You don't just look cute. You actually are cute. Every single part of you. Because real baddies are built from the fire. We face the worst fears. We heal these deep wounds. And we come out stronger, wiser, better, and hotter. And if you are ready, get into Healed Baddies, my self-therapy membership, where I literally teach you all of that. And if you love this video, give it a like. Let me know in the comments how this resonated with you. Share it with your friends because we don't want to gatekeep. And make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get the real juice on healing, mindset, personal development, relationships every Friday.